So this is Magic Revelations, as you can tell. It's a new fairy tale game, and I recently just reached level 200, which basically unlocks all the magic moves that's available in this game right now. Um, and just want to go a little bit an explanation or just show them off. If you don't know what the magics do, then well, here's a list basically. And we're gonna probably start off with fairy because it's my first magic, and I can't re-roll it, so I might as well just start off with fairy, which is an uncommon magic in the game, or uncommon roll. Now the first ability you get level 1 is Fairy Orb, and Fairy Orb is very basic. It has basically no real cooldown, it goes pretty fast. It's actually the fastest cast time to any other of the level 1 magic first moves. It is really good for leveling up. As you can tell, it's you every time you use it, you get experience, and as you can tell, we gain a lot of experience just by slowly keep on clicking and clicking and clicking. But it is also the weakest move, but you can probably throw out two compared to other ones. You can only do one very quickly, so do what you want. But what are the odds of you hitting two at the same hitting two on a moving target? So there's that. Next, second ability you unlock at level 10 is Golem, and just by clicking or one use, it will spawn 5 orbs around you. One will always spawn directly in front of you. I mean, it always will. The other ones will be the same positions, but just keep in mind that it would always be right in front. So that's the one you can aim, basically. And when you hold down, click, or left click, you will spawn a lot more. It's about 8, I think. Not really counting, but it also does a lot more damage. It's good for people nearby and stuff. It does a lot more damage than Fairy Orb. It's about 5 times more damage. It's a bit crazy. Next, at level 25, you unlock Cloud, and everyone gets very confused when they unlock Cloud because when you click on it or when you use it one time, you can see it uses energy but doesn't do anything. That's because you have to be near an enemy or NPC or someone else, right? And what it does is that when you use it, it teleports you right to them and does damage. So for example, if I'm like over here, use it, I teleport. It's very useful for combos, if you do up close combos and stuff. And does a decent amount of damage also. Just kill that. Next we have Fairy Machine, Gun Leprechaun, another classic from the last, mainly fairies magic moves are all from the most recent fairy tale game. It's just a little updated. And here we have Leprechaun. It's just a, oh, did I break it? Oh no, just going a little too far. But one short click basically just shoots like a little bit. Maybe it hits about 2 or 1 sometimes. The hitboxes are pretty weird on it. But the main use is to hold it down. And it'll spawn a lot more. And do a decent amount of damage. It's not a lot, but it does hurt if they increase hitbox size. But it doesn't do a lot of damage. But each little bullet is 1 damage, basically. That's all it does. So whenever like a boss comes out, if Igneo comes out, then Igneo's a huge hitbox. They don't do a ton of damage to Igneo for sure. Other than that, it's just pretty much a hold down ability, and you can't really move with it. Nothing really special. You can move doing this, but you can't really. There's not much mouse aim assist. Next, we have the 175 ability, which is usually they're called the ult abilities because they're just a lot better. But with, for example, not for example, but my arm's glitched. Anyways, they use 2500 energy, so when you use it, it uses half, not half, but 2500 is quite a bit. It uses a lot of energy. So if you don't have a lot of energy, then that's going to be very hard to really spam them, I guess, or use 2 or 3. You can't really use 3 right now. But just by clicking, it does a little circle around it, and what that means is that when they're nearby, any enemy nearby you, if they're in the circle, it will use the ability. But if no one is near you, it'll just do this, nothing special kind of thing. Of course, with those abilities, well, we'll see soon, but with these ones, if you hold it down, it grows bigger and the range grows much bigger. But if you want to see what it actually does for a fairy bomb gremlin who's on the water wizard here, you can hold it down if you want, it doesn't really matter. And once it does it, they blow up. It does like okay damage. Let's do it again from afar. It takes a second, and then these yellow orbs pop out, and they blow up. It's alright. I guess it's good for comboing and stuff if you use Cloud and all the other moves. If you use Cloud to get on them, and then just click. There's a slight delay, but I don't know. I'm pretty sure if they walk out, it just follows them. Anyways, next magic we have is Gravity. Now, Gravity is not that great um, when you get it early, because you got this move for level 1. It is Gravity Push. One of the most annoying moves because, well, what it does, it pushes people. So if I go to the Water Wizard here, well, if I can actually aim it, they get pushed around and pretty much sucks when you fight them, because it's like, you gotta be, and there's like no range either, so you can't really do much, to be honest. Can't even hold it down either. It's super bad, level 1, so like I don't recommend having Gravity as your first magic, basically. It's kind of the worst thing ever. I'm just gonna ignore that. Anyways, next we have Rise. Now Rise is similar to like Gremlin, where if you hold it down, the range gets bigger, and then when you use it, it'll use the ability, but it has to be nearby somebody. So, kind of not suck, but it's, like I said, this magic is not great um, for like leveling up. It you have to hit somebody to do experience kind of thing. So for example, they go up and it's supposed to do damage. Obviously it's a low level, so it doesn't matter. But when you use it, does that hits them in the air and all that stuff. It's okay. I mean, it does a lot of damage. Next, we got Fall, which basically slows them. As you can see, it does a little particle effects. Alright. Ow. Well, that's why Gravity sucks also. Fall is pretty decent. It could have some really good, what do you call it, DPS. My arm is so weird. So for example, if we use Fall here, and they walk in it, they slowly die. It works. The thing is, like, the first like 3 abilities, this, you do get experience for using it, but Rise and you got Fall, they don't give experience when you use them. It has to hit an NPC. That's why it's not that great early game. But they're okay, in my opinion. Anyways, next, the 4th ability you get at level 65 is Gravity Change, and this one, it just changes your gravity and you go upwards. From what I can tell, for me, I just keep going up. I don't know, some people, when I see people use it, they just don't go higher than a certain amount for some reason. I don't know why, but it just goes up and up and up, and you can't stop it I don't know, I can't stop it. I don't know if I'm using it wrong, but I just keep going up for some reason. I don't know why. I guess when you jump, it's slower. Anyways, it's just a mobility move. It works. It's not, I don't know if I don't really like it that much, but it's nothing special. Anyways, we got Black Hole, the ultimate ability, unlock a level 175. It's a little bit different from the original game. Basically, you can throw it, and it goes pretty far. Of course, you could just throw it, right next to you too, from like the original. So like, it's a pretty long cooldown. Boom, does that. Makes a weird noise. Or you could use it. It goes pretty far. So like, from like that's an example how far it could go. and it does suck you. So if I use that on NPC here, I'm not sure if it work on it won't work on NPC actually. It works on enemy players, I'm pretty sure. But it does only flat damage. Before, when it sucked you in, it did damage over time, which made it pretty strong. But with the new dark black hole, it only does flat damage and damage one time. But it does suck people in. For example, if we just hit this guy here, he's just AFK farming. Let's go over 1% damage. Alright. We just, from afar, just do this. Sucks him in. See that? Just like that. Classic, if you're able to see that. That's pretty much gravity right there. Alright, next we got water. So we got all these ones here. Alright, so we got water slicer, the level 1 move. Shoots out 4 slices of water, as it's called, water slicer. It shoots like 4, but it only hits 2. And it's not that bad. It's pretty big hitboxes, so there's that. Next we have water lock, similar to gravity and fairy. It does the ring, but it has to be nearby somebody, and what it does is that when you do it on someone, it locks them into a water bubble. Of course, for NPCs, they don't get locked, or they don't get stunned, so you can't abuse them. So like for when you use Rise, they won't get risen up in the air like other players. But with Waterlock also, they don't get affected by the stuns. But you can hold it down also to get more range. Does some pretty decent damage, basically. There we go. Anyways, next we have Water Dome. It's not that bad to test it on Earth, but Earth, it basically blocks projectiles. Any projectiles, it won't protect you when you're inside of it. So that's the thing you gotta be careful of. If they walk inside your dome, you'll still get damaged, even if you're inside. But we do a test here. We should put that and put a giant dome down. That sucks. That's not gonna block. Just keep trying here. Earth's not the best. There we go. You see how it does those little. It's blocking. But yeah, it doesn't do damage either. It's just a protective bubble, like Reflect in the old games, basically. There we go. See, he shot those rocks at us. It doesn't do any damage. Double walls. More walls. Alright, anyways. Next up, we have Sierra, which is a fist move. The reinvented fist, not like the old games where you charge it up and you go across the map. This one's a little bit shorter range, and it's like a dive bomb. So when you click on an area, you will crash into the ground and do AoE damage with your fist. It does some decent damage, and it's good mobility if you want to dodge and stuff. It's decent damage too, with water. It's not that bad. You can go pretty up. You can go up houses too if you want. But of course you probably ragdoll because you're in a bad position. But you can go pretty decent. It's pretty good. Good mobility. Next we have the alternate water nebula. A little bit different from the original or the most recent one, which shoots a wave of balls in a direction, depending on where you click. So let's say you shot like over here, it will end over here. It's not that great. It can have far range, so click over here, it will go that far, kind of thing. So with this Earth Wizard here, if I click at the end here, all the balls will hit him. Now, I did some testing here. I'm not sure if it's just the hitboxes are bad, but it only seems to do damage at the end of Water Nebula. If I was to say, for example, if you look here, these are if I want to hit someone like over here, but I shot over here, it won't do damage here. So if we do an example, we go up to them, and we shoot him. So if we stand right here, and if I shoot like here, weird. Now it's working, huh? But when I use it on somebody else, it doesn't seem to work. It seems to be working now, but I don't know. It's kind of weird. I think it's just the hitbox on players are a little bit weird. I don't know. I could be wrong. I did some testing on it, but it seems to work the best with NPCs, in my opinion. I could try it out on somebody else. Let's go find somebody. I hear somebody. I hear somebody. There is this person here. Probably too low of a level though to really do damage to them. Anyways. Alright, next up we got Earth. Equip these. I have to kill this stupid water wizard on right now. Alright. So, our first ability, of course, our level 1 ability is Iron Rock Bullet. It shoots a rock, makes a rude noise. It's a pretty slow traveling ability. But it does a lot of damage. It's 1,000 per hit. It's pretty slow, and it's hard to hit, so that's the reason why it does so much damage. But it hurts. It hurts a lot. Anyways, next we got Iron Rock Wall, which actually does block projectiles pretty well. Probably better than Bubble, in my opinion. That didn't seem to block it. That's weird. I've seen it block Fire Dragon Slayer, but you can spawn at least 2 per hit. But it's just a wall, and you can just spam it if you want. It doesn't matter. Just kill this thing now. Get away from me. Stop. Oh my god. This is why it's hard to hit. Bad. Okay. Next we got Rock Avalanche. As it sounds like, you think, oh, fall from the sky, but no, you just shoot rocks like this. Nothing really special. So here, for example, here's how much it hits. It did 2 damage. 2 again. 2 again. Seems to hit only twice. Oh, 3 times. Got lucky there. Can I hold it down? I can. Yeah. If you hold it down, it does more damage. It's a better version, kinda, of Leprechaun, but if there was a bigger hitbox and if a hit every rock counts as damage, it will do less damage than Leprechaun. But for PvP, this would be better. A little bit. Anyways, next we got Talus, which spawns these rocks, pillars, and if you touch them, you take damage from them, basically. It's kind of hard sometimes. You don't really see it sometimes. It's good for, I guess, zoning out people, but for, regular damage, it's kind of hard to get NPCs to, like, hit it. But it does a lot of damage, for sure. That's why. It's just good for zoning people out, I guess. Next, we got Iron Rock Spikes. This one might be a little bit nauseating, but when you use it, it does a circle thing, but you don't need an enemy to be inside of it. And it shakes the screen quite a bit, and it hurts to look at. But this is a pretty good move. It does do a lot of damage. So if we use it on this wizard here, if they walk into a spike, it does about like 2,000 for me, and it stays up for a pretty long time. So if you keep just walking into it, it does a lot of damage. So it's pretty good for, like I said, for zoning out, and it's a pretty low cooldown, and it lasts for quite a long time. Oh, that guy took no damage at all. That's weird. My screen is shaking still. Use it one more time. Don't know why I didn't take any damage. Alright. Nope, I'm taking any damage. Okay. Alright. I gotta kill this thing now. Oh my god, I'm gonna get wrecked. It feels like I do no damage with Earth. Don't get Earth. Here we go. Alright, next up we got Lightning. A classic. Alright, let's do it on the water wizard. So the first time we got is Thunderbolt. This one's pretty simple. It's decent range. It's too bad it's not like a actual range move, but it's pretty strong. Um, has no travel time, and it can hit twice on a enemy for some reason. Sometimes if you got the right angle, but it's kind of hard to farm a little bit. It's pretty quick, as you can tell right now. It's just you gotta get a little bit closer to other people if you want to farm wizards and stuff. But for now, I think I don't know if it stuns people, but cause I never used it, but I could be wrong. But it could stop you. I don't know. It's pretty good, in my opinion. All right, next we got Thunder Strike, which oh no, this one stuns. There you go. Okay. So Thunder Strike, it's pretty weird. It does a lot of damage if you're able to hit them. Of course, NPCs won't get stunned, but of course, it will do a lot of damage, as you can tell. It's a pretty close range spell too, so like it's gonna be a little bit hard to hit. Ow. But it does a lot of damage, and for that reason. Anyways, next we got Lightning Body. This one's like kind of like Storm Mail, where it doesn't make you faster, but when you stand nearby somebody, you take damage over time. It lasts about 20 seconds. I lied, it's like 10 seconds. It's like 15 seconds actually. But it's pretty good if you just want to not aim and just walk nearby somebody. It's a good amount of damage over time. Pretty easy to farm. Next, we got Lightning Smash. Now, this one is kind of like the old Crash ability, where like you stomp the ground. So basically, this is AoE thing. You can walk around with it, so you can use Lightning Body and Lightning Smash at the same time. And this does do damage over time. There's a little bit more damage than Lightning Body, but it doesn't last as long. And you can walk around with it. It's not that bad. It's pretty cool. And next we got, lastly, Lightning Barrage at level 175. It summons a giant lightning ball, and then it strikes down on the enemy. So, and it hits a big AoE range. I'll zoom out a little bit more. Can't charge it, I think. Oh, you can. Oh, you can. But yeah, pretty much that's it. It's a bursty kind of thing. It doesn't do damage. Well, for me, 2,000 damage, and it does AoE. It only hits once, so I don't know if it's supposed to hit once, but it only hits once. That's it. Lightning's okay. Right. Next we have Fire, a classic magic. Now, my first ability is Fire Bullet. As you can tell, it shoots a fire bullet. It has decent speed, and it's not that bad, but it's pretty meh. It looks very, nice, like the explosions right here. It doesn't do AoE damage, but it's not bad. If it actually burnt people, that'd be pretty OP, but it doesn't do that. But it's pretty fast. Not faster than a fairy, but it's quite quick. Next we got Red Prominence. This one shoots a laser, and over time, just hovering over something or someone will damage them. And it's pretty good if you want to kill like wizards, I guess. It just gotta hold it down. No effort at all, no aiming. To be honest, if you're standing still, and you just click, it doesn't last long. You have to hold it down. You can't just like, just click once. You have to just, use it, actually use it. Next we got Prominence Typhoon, which shoots a ring of fireballs, and it does hurt. It hits a good amount. Sometimes, if you get the right angle, all the balls will hit, but if you hold it down, it will shoot more of a typhoon, and does a lot more damage here, as you can tell. Hold it down, or a spiral, that's like about almost 2,000 damage. Yeah, there's a lot of damage, but if you just click on it, it's pretty small. Hits about three times. So it's not that bad. Next we got Prominence Whip, which shoots these balls at random angles, but it doesn't shoot that far if you just click on it. But it's supposed to reach the target. Okay. Anyways, but I'm pretty sure if you hold it down, actually, no, it's kind of buggy actually. I'm pretty sure 3 is supposed to hit, but it doesn't hit. I need to be closer, I guess, but you don't want to be close to wizards, to be honest. I don't know, it's a little bit buggy as intended. And then for its ultimate is a red shower, and well, it shoots a bunch of bullets from the air, and it can hit a lot. So it's not for fire. This is actually not that bad. Ultimate, it does hit multiple times, which is pretty good. That's 3 times with a 3k damage. But it can hit more than 3 times. But it's more. The average is 3. But it's pretty good range wise. It can go pretty far, but it's pretty slow with the ability, with the move. You can see it coming from a mile away if you could dodge it correctly. But damage wise, it's not that bad. I'm sure all the bullets would probably do a lot of damage. Just it's a pretty big AoE. There we go, 4 times. So it's not that bad in my opinion. Alright. Next we have wind. And I don't mind wind that much, but I mean we'll see. I'll talk about it later. But next first we got the magic wind palm, which shoots a palm of air at a enemy. Now it's kind of slow like earth, but the bullets do a lot more damage compared to the other abilities, level 1 abilities. But it shoots pretty slow, or the projectile speed is slow, that's all. Next, we got Stormbringer, which well, spawns a tornado and does damage over time in a spot. Only one spot, and does it 3 hits, basically, as you can see. You can't really hold it down, but it's a pretty decent AoE damage. It's not that bad, to be honest. If you want to farm wizards, you can just keep doing this. Next, we got Stormmail, which is similar to Lightning Body, but when you put Stormmail on, it'll last for about 15-20 seconds, and when you stand nearby an enemy, it will do damage over time, pretty much. Like Lightning Body. You could probably use both of them at the same time, and it would probably be pretty strong. They don't last forever, and it's a base amount of energy it takes in. Does not take what do you call it, energy over time anymore. Next we got Storm Shred, which is like almost like Earth's rock avalanche, but shoots a bunch of arrows, but does a little bit, hits a little bit more. Actually just 3 again. Seems to be the pattern here, but it could hit more. It's a little bit, the hitbox is a little bit bigger, but you do a little bit more damage too per bullet compared to the rock one. But also if you hold it down, like everything else, more will hit, of course. And lastly, we got Imra Baram. Probably pronounced that really badly, but I don't know if there's a way to pronounce it. But this is a move. It's not that bad. Basically, if you hold it down, because that's the only way you can use it, it spawns a tornado like this. Shakes the screen like hell, and yeah, it does damage. Get a little bit near it here. It does damage over time when you stand in it. It doesn't seem to be working on this NPC for some reason. Let's try on this guy. So like it sucks you in, basically. And does damage over time, basically. Basically how it works. Camera shake, it hurts a lot. But if you just click, that's all it does. You have to hold it down, sadly. But it's pretty fun. You can move around with it. So like, for example, when we hold down, go from here all the way around 360, and it sucks your enemy inside. Obviously, it won't work on an NPC because any movement impairment will not work on NPCs. But with this, it also doesn't even do damage to it for some reason. But there's that also. Um, but for example, as you saw the other guy, suck them in, drag them around with your mouse. You can aim upwards too if you want. It's not that bad. It's pretty fun to use. And lastly, our third magic, which is my Dragon Slayer. We will do this as our last one out of the 8 that is currently available right now. And with Dragon Slayer, there is actually 6 abilities, and one you can't really see unless you scroll down. It starts at level 200, and we'll explain it later, but here is the dragon abilities. Now, the Fire Dragon Slayer abilities are much stronger than regular abilities or regular magics. Of course, it's supposed to be rarer than every other magic in the game, which it is. A little bit hard to get, but it's not that bad. And so here is Fire Dragon's Brilliant Flame. Now, there's a lot more damage, and it does shoot pretty quickly, the cast time. But its travel time is not that slow, but it is noticeable. You could dodge, but it is a lot more damage compared to any other magic. First level 1 abilities. Next, we got Iron Dragon Fist, which is similar to the Sierra water move, which is just a fist move where you target the floor and you will go towards it, or a wall, or whatever you want to go. It's good mobility and does a good amount of damage. For example, here's a damage for Earth Wizard here. He dodged it like a monster. It's about 2,000 damage for me with my stats. Alright, not in range. Great. Next, we got the classic Fire Dragon Roar. It is very strong. And we use it here. We kill that wizard like 3 times. But for example, we can just click. We use it just clicking, not holding down. Do that. It's pretty short, but when you hold it down, you charge it up like this, the particle effects, and it's much bigger and it lasts a lot longer. Basically, it is really good and it's super strong in this game. Would recommend try to get it, in my opinion. It's really strong, and you will level up really quickly in this game when you do use it. And for example, if you want to see the damage, here's the damage. 300 per hit, and all the below balls that it shoots out hits. It does a lot of damage, that's why. Next, we got the Crimson Lotus Exploring Flame. And when you use it, it does this AoE spin, and if you're nearby, it'll do damage. There's no holding down, and you can't use any other abilities when you're using this ability. It's the only thing you can't really combo with. You have to combo it last of your abilities. You can't combo start right off. So, for example, down here, boom, does damage over time. It ticks down. I think it lasts 3 times. It's kind of hard to tell sometimes, but it's like about 3 hits it'll take, basically. And that's pretty much it at this point. That's all it hits. Next, we have the ultimate, which is quite interesting. Here, we'll show it, yeah. It is, hang on, let me kill this thing. Just get this in my way. Alright, it is Flame Dragon's King's Demolition. Now, let me zoom out here to give you a full example, but it screen shakes, and it's like a giant AoE. As you can tell, here we go again. And it's just, I don't even know what it is, but it just blows up. And here it is when you're a little bit closer. It kind of creates a giant shadow, blah blah blah. Anyways, it does AoE damage. So for example, do this. That wall really cucked me there. There we go. Do it again. Hits about 3-4 times. What do you mean it kicked from the game? So we're back. I don't know why, but that's weird. Don't know why that server just died on me. But back to explaining, it hits about like it's like 6 times. It's pretty decent damage. Does a lot of damage. It's like 1.5 was it? It's like 4 or 5 times. It's a long cooldown though, but it's good for comboing if you're like nearby or do a bunch of like AoE. This is just to add on the damage basically. It's pretty annoying to use though. Anyways, lastly, we have Fire Dragon Slayer Dragon Force. And what this does, well, as you can see, if you click on it, it activates it, and you got a little fire animation here, and that basically increases all the damage of your Fire Dragon abilities. So as you can see, this does about 1,000 more damage. Does about, yeah, about 700 more damage. It's pretty good, pretty good. Well then, that is pretty great. Gotta walk back there now. And reset again. Where am I? Back here again? Where am I actually? Oh, here, water. Anyways, re-equip again, because that is horrible. What happened there? Alright, next. Sorry, if we activate Dragon Force, boom, just a little animation, cool. Iron Fist did about 2,000 damage. Now it does 3,000 damage. It's pretty good. Damage increase, that's a lot of damage. Next we got Roar. It did 300 damage per hit. Now it does 544. It's about 200 increase in damage. And there was a wall blocking my fire. Do it again. Does a lot of damage. 544 per hit. It's nasty. It's scary. Next we got Exploring Flame. How much damage this does? Can't see because of wall. Does about 3k damage per hit. It's really, that hurts a lot. And then we got King Demolitions. Does about 2k damage per hit for 1.4. It did 1.5. Try it again. If I can. There we go. 2.2 and then 1.5 again. That is the base damage. So it's a pretty good increase. It lasts about 40 seconds. Around there. But it's still pretty useful and it's really cool. Really, really good. So yeah, that's pretty much all the magics there. That is Fire Dragon Slayer. That's 8 magics in total. Pretty long video. I'll probably timestamp all the magics and stuff. That level this video leveled me up 2 times by killing and spamming abilities, pretty much. But yeah, that's pretty much it, I guess. Hopefully some of it's, I don't know, could be useful, but I tried. I didn't really use most of the magics. I used some of them. So some of them I don't really have an explanation for, because like I never used them before. Like the lightning one, I never used the lightning strike one. I think it stuns people. I don't know. There's no descriptions on these. So, but it's pretty much it for the magics. It's just only for the first 8. It's gonna be a lot more, but this video is gonna be very dated. If you're watching this like later on, like a couple months from now or a couple weeks, it's not going to be updated. I might make more videos on new magics, but right now there's nothing new. So hopefully, it's good development, but don't ask how I'm level 204. It's a hard grind. I mean, I already have a video showing how I grind it, so go watch that one too. Anyways, that is the video. Hopefully helped out. Got a couple. I'm not gonna get a level cap. Nope, no thanks. Too much work.